There are new startup lending companies that allow you to use your cryptocurrency, put it up as a collateral for a mortgage, never have to sell it, never have a taxable event, never have to convert it to US dollars, and you don't have to miss out if your coin keeps on rising. Does that make sense for you? We are going to talk about it and a whole bunch more in our market talk. All right, guys, Buy, Sell, Love, SoCal team here with our weekly talk about all things real estate, headline, news, market related. So like I was saying in the opening, did you see that you can now get a mortgage with crypto as a
Okay, so that was
collateral?
the barrier, because a lot of people would come to me and say, but you can't, they would say, how do I do it? And I'd say, well, we don't know because we don't have an escrow company or a lender that would handle
Okay,
it.
so this is not widespread. Like, I think one of these companies says it's done $10 million in loans. What is that in California? That's 10 houses.
But this
like,
is
it's
how
not
you
a
get
lot.
it widespread.
But this
Baby
is
steps.
right,
Starts,
yeah, baby
yeah.
steps.
No,
So
like-
don't go telling your clients tomorrow
We
that
can
there's
do
a
this,
solution.
right.
But it's good to know that they're going there. So basically, instead of, today when you make a down payment on a house, you have to go put your cash. It's your down payment, right?
Right.
You don't have that cash anymore. This is different. Not just that you can use crypto, but you don't ever even have to sell the crypto. You still have
You
the
just
crypto.
transfer
It's
the
still
value?
Yeah, I don't know exactly the details in terms of like how the nuance you transfer it or something, but it's collateral without ever having to cash it out. So the good thing about that is that if coin goes up, you continue to reap that benefit, right? On the flip side, as we've seen a lot recently, if it goes down,
then you're
that
gonna
can
be,
trigger
yeah.
a margin call where you have to actually like pony up real cash or more crypto to cover that difference. So
Wow.
a little risk, right?
Yeah.
But gosh, like you don't trigger a taxable event of selling your crypto to convert it to US dollars, which is something that you would have to do
Yeah.
now. Like I have somebody.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I was just thinking, sorry, I was thinking
No.
about that. My mind was racing about that because I haven't had this experience yet. But didn't you just tell us of one? But it was in the more traditional sense, like a traditional lender, and your buyer has all of his, not all, but a lot of his investments
lot
in
of his
crypto,
money, yeah.
right?
Yeah, he was buying, and we ended up canceling because it got too complicated with the crypto. He had like $500,000 in assets in crypto.
Oh, wow.
And for the particular loan product that he was going to have to get for other factors, it was like he was going to have to sell it, and it was going to have to sit in a bank account for 2 months, which you don't have time for that once you're in escrow,
No,
right? It was
no.
one thing if we weren't having to, like, there was a property he wanted to move on. He just wasn't, the timing was not right because had to season the funds, had to be in a bank as traditional US dollars for 2 months. He was worried about what if the value goes,
Right.
And then if you sell it, now that's a taxable event, and his CPA had concerns about what the tax implications were going to be there. Yeah.
Wow.
So not all, so like that, I think that was Union Bank, and I've heard that there are other banks with other loan products where you don't necessarily have to have like that seasoning or they can count crypto. I don't know. But this, you don't even ever have to sell it.
So is that particular buyer, just to, like, out of my curiosity, are they going to pull that money out, season
No.
it, and do it again? Or are they just going to
They
go
are
back to the
just
drawing
on
board?
hold. They've got a lot of assets in limbo, and so there's like other stuff at play.
Got
They
it.
just said the timing's not right. Crypto was just one piece of that, and so they're scrapped for now. But they are going to have to make a move. They've got a property. I won't even get into it. It's a mess, but
It's
we're
really
working
interesting
toward
how
all the.
crypto is kind, a lot of baby steps. Buying houses. Or we didn't understand the whole NFT that it came with and
Right,
all that. But
right.
yeah, it's really coming into our marketplace.
It is. My gardener always tells me that's how he sends money back to his home country of El Salvador.
Oh, yeah, it's
Well,
the
because it's the currency in El Salvador,
Yeah, and he's
right?
like just so like, that's just normal to him. It's the currency. But what I don't understand, I'm going off on a tangent now, is if he sends, $5, right? But like it could be worth less once it gets there, right? Because the money could go down. It could go down on the fly, right?
I mean, the value of even the U.S. dollar does
Fluctuate, but not
but
as volatile as-
yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know. That's
So
always
that is
interesting to me.
Have
Well,
you ever
that's the
asked
kind
him?
of scary thing about
He
this.
didn't have an answer for it. I did ask him, and he goes, no, I don't know. I don't think he thought that through, but that's how he sends money back is through Bitcoin.
So this is, I think I mentioned this, but just the scary thing, if the value of crypto dips by 35%, then the customer is required to pay more cash or put up more crypto collateral in an event called a margin call. You've got 48 hours.
Whoa.
And like we've seen how volatile, that's kind of wild. So the economist that they were talking to here, a finance professor at Cornell, was like, this isn't really designed for the average crypto holder. This is more for somebody who bought early on, is very wealthy because of crypto, not
Wow.
just like, oh, I bought some crypto last week and
Yeah.
now I
Let me
want to
buy a
buy it and get a
house.
mortgage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
super interesting, but
Well, speaking of things that are volatile, Open Door and their offer.
Tell us.
what's
what
the
happened,
latest?
What happened?
Okay, guys, just to give you a recap. So my seller went to Open Door before we were listed, and they shot out a number of 894.
A really pretty high number.
Yep, and that was above what Zillow and Redfin both said for their property. Asterisk, we don't use Zillow and Redfin for valuing properties.
We do always check though when we go into
We
an
check,
listing
but
appointment.
we don't
because
use it
that's
as a
what
basis.
Oh, absolutely. But we know that consumers like have this weird expectation in their head from looking at it. So
We go to list the property 849. Which is less than 894.
Which is your due diligence.
Which is what I thought it would be worth, based off of comps. And we're sitting on the market for a little while. It's getting a little questionable, a little stale, and not going the way we had predicted. And that is because the market is shifting right now.
we like daily.
Daily. Okay, so
crazy.
I'm almost treating like every day as a week in the market. Okay, so we get this harebrained idea. We're like, let's just reach back out to Open Door, because if they're still willing to offer us 894, that's more than our 849, and obviously we didn't get multiple offers.
Right.
We reach back out to Open Door. Now it goes through me since I'm the listing agent, and they come back with a 913.
But then they had someone walking.
We are celebrating, but they say, hold the phone. We're going to send our person out there, and we're going to investigate the property, just the outside, not even inside. Wild, right? And then we're going to get back to you with our final offer.
Couldn't they do that with Google Maps? I don't know. How they did it.
I think they wanted, okay,
Did they say what they were
let's
trying
go
to
off
get?
let's go off on a tangent. This goes to the whole, you need an actual body out there to see, touch, smell, and experience.
In real estate.
Just, they are an online thing. They pride themselves on algorithms and things. So it surprises me for them to be like, we need to send a real person, because that's like goes against the things that we say are valuable about getting a real person. So not because I think it's a
I
good
do know
idea,
that
but
they were
like-
satisfied with our video. So we had a video online and we
Sure.
had photos, and they were satisfied with that, but they had to have a body out to the property.
Okay.
Well, that body that went out to the property changed their offer dramatically.
Which is wild, because it's a nice Orange
Community.
County neighborhood. Like it's
Westminster townhome, only 3 or 4 years old.
like
It's
that
in great
just feels
condition.
like a cop out more than it is
So-
reality.
So
of
guess
like,
what their offer came in at? Okay, so
Okay.
we're listed at 849. They offered us 894. Then they revised to 913. Guess what their final offer
Wait,
came in
hang
at?
on. So did they meet with the seller? Did they?
No.
Okay. They literally just walked
And
the
they did
ground.
not
They,
go inside,
they
they went
reviewed
outside.
disclosures,
Okay.
which we have nothing to disclose.
It's brand new. It was built like 3 years ago.
3 or
and
4
was,
years
like,
ago.
Meticulous.
Take a guess. Their offer went to 0.
Oh, they don't want to buy it anymore.
Their offer went to, we will not offer you on this property.
What?
I tried a couple of years ago to get an open door offer on my house. I live on septic, and they wouldn't take it. There's like lots of
This-
houses they won't actually
this
take.
is-
But that's like wild.
Because it
Condo,
went through
Orange
2
County.
revisions. It went through 894, and then the market ticked up. It went to 913, and then they went to, and I said, wait a minute, you won't even offer, like, can you give me a low offer? Like, I just want to know what your number is. And she says, no, we won't even offer on this property.
Why? Did they give you why?
She said because they had concerns about the adjoining parcel. Something about the business that was next door. I don't know.
That's weird.
They do like metal recycling. I'm not too sure. It's not a nuisance or anything.
Okay, so let me just say, pain in the butt. If you're selling your house, don't go to one of these websites, because it's obviously like playing fast and loose with the offer numbers.
And seems like wasting your time.
a serious waste of time and got all of our hopes up.
Sure.
Because I'm like 913, like holy
Sure.
moly.
I will say on the other side, I have buyers that are in escrow that are buying.
An
We
open
are
door
working
property?
with, and it's open door
a
that
very
owns
transparent
it. And
process.
it's going really smoothly. I mean, gosh, as far as the being on the buyer's side of it, I
You
couldn't
can't ask for anything.
more.
You can't ask for any repairs or
Oh
anything.
no, that was up front. I mean, yeah, we were told
least
up
you
front
know
that
what
we
you're getting
couldn't
into,
ask
right?
for repairs unless it was, but it was really clean and we weren't worried about it. We did obviously keep an inspection contingency in place, because I'm here to represent my
Always.
buyers. And
Never
so
waive that.
if the inspection didn't go well, we would just walk away. But yes, they said other than lender required repairs, we wouldn't be able to do it. But gosh, it's been really smooth. So
This is just
But that's
goes
with a
back to the
realtor
whole
helping you through
the
the-
body, the person helping you
The
through the
real in real estate. Hey, speaking of though, and
the real.
no, did you guys ever waive inspection contingency in this last market for 2 years?
Yes.
Ugh,
Yes.
it's so
What
scary.
happened?
Like,
Nothing.
Wow.
Just one time.
okay.
Oh gosh, I would be so scared.
We waived it, but we still did an inspection.
But
and-
what would have happened if something scary came up?
We would have backed out.
But
How?
you can't.
Because we did. Well, I don't want to get into the details of that.
Okay.
Sorry, rewind that. So yes, I just know that I always keep
Cut.
I always keep my buyers protected.
Maybe we'll change subjects here.
And
Speaking of disclosure,
my buyers are protected. Let me tell you that.
Okay, I will revise my answer. One time, yes, only because there had been a pre-list inspection done like 2 weeks before that they provided to all buyers, and it was very clean. I made sure my buyers knew that that was a little like, okay, it's not your inspector, but like, you know.
And you verified that it was a reputable company
Yes.
and all that.
Yes.
John.
I'll tell you guys after the video.
Okay.
You can call me if you want to know the answer, but I'm not putting it on the internet.
Well, speaking of disclosures.
Every listing agent that gets a buyer or that gets a buyer from
It's
you
a
is
genius
like,
idea.
nope.
It's a good way to do it, but
What?
I'm
Yeah,
not
you
going to
would
tell you on
know.
camera.
Oh.
Nope.
I'm going into that detail.
Nope.
My buyers are protected all the time.
I have ideas.
I don't.
Was it an HOA?
No. No.
Okay, go on.
So in California, we have a whole fire hardening disclosure now, which you have the AB 38 or whatever we just talked about in our meeting. I think we've talked about it before, but there is now, every home in America now has a wildfire risk score.
Okay.
You guys heard about
Every home in
this?
America or just California?
No, America.
Wow.
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
it's not just America that's, I mean, not just America. It's not just California. Like, New Mexico just had, like, the largest wildfire in state history.
298,000 acres. It
Dude.
was the largest in state history.
Wow.
80 million homes have some level of wildfire risk in the next 30 years. So apparently you can go to this website and put your address, and it gives you a score on your risk of having a major
Ooh,
wildfire.
I'm
I
going
wonder
to
what my
look mine. Oh, you want me to look yours up? I'll look yours up.
I wonder what my
No,
score
wait,
is.
I
So
don't know your
you
address.
can
I'm gonna
view
look
your
mine
risk
up.
score here, or sites like Realtor.com, which is great to know.
It's integrated. Wow, that's cool.
Let's look
I
at
wonder
mine.
if that
So
is-
my house is a 7. Severe fire factor that says this property has a 17.79% chance of being in a wildfire over the next 30 years.
Is that 7 out of 10 or 7 out of 100?
7 out of 10.
Oh, and so it's 10
7
being the
out of
worst.
10. 10 being the worst, so it's considered severe. It's all red.
Wow.
I'm a 6 out of 10.
You're only a
Oh,
6.
get
in
out of
okay,
town. That's
how
a
are
lie.
you a 6
That's
in
not
Carbon
real.
Canyon? That doesn't even make
She
sense
lives in
to
the
me.
hills. There's
Okay.
tarantulas in her backyard.
Tarantulas.
Makes no sense.
I have a 1.
You're going to be lower than her. You're
one
probably
of
like a
1 out
5.
of 10 for
Here, what's, I
for
can't think of your
flood.
address.
I'm going to look up my, okay, let's see.
1 out of 10 for
I mean,
flooding. What does
gosh.
it say about fire?
You saw the fire last week in Laguna, those houses. They were like
Oh.
$10 million. That one was like just about, they'd been on the market for months and was just about to accept
Um,
a buyer. Like literally about to sign the
I'm
offer.
I'm a 1 and a
That's-
2.
You're a 1 and a 2.
Yeah, I got no risk.
I would think so.
I mean, I would think that there's some risk.
When there's a fire, we're going to go camp out at John's house, so we've got somewhere to go. What's your percentage? No, wait, that's a flood. That's not even the fire.
The 2.
Oh,
1 and a
2.
2, yeah, 2.
A low but non-zero risk.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Good job.
I'm good with that.
So that's interesting. Realtor.com, other sites like that to find out what your fire risk, especially like you said.
Because you know what? I bet
heartbreaking in
that goes
Laguna.
into like, that metric is not directly tied to how insurances price the home, but I bet like if you are looking at a home and you kind of want to get an idea of like what the insurance is going to be, if it's a 10 on there, then chances are you're going to have problems with insurance.
California is actually, like, so this is nationwide, right? But California's had that map now with the new fire hardening and
Yes.
stuff where you have to disclose
Yes.
if they're in a high or a very high area. And like a lot of insurance companies have been dropping people that are in very high. And so it's on top of mind for a lot of buyers. I know.
Interesting.
Yeah, because that's devastating what just happened. It's heartbreaking. Just watching it live was really, really
Yeah.
heartbreaking.
Fun fact, one time I saw a house that had a sprinkler on top of the roof and the buyer was like, why do they have a sprinkler up there? It was attached to a hose. And I said, that is fire prevention.
Yeah, it
Just turn
is.
that sprinkler on.
Didn't we say when we were at those ADUs in LA, is it like required in LA?
Now fire sprinklers inside are required,
Yeah.
yes.
Is that LA or is that?
All new
Oh
construction.
yeah, we
Yeah.
just saw that
Yeah.
in a property. That's
Yeah.
right. Whenever you remodel or reconstruct a property, you're required to put.
Fire sprinklers, which resulted in having to run a new water main because you have to have higher flow water for the fire sprinklers.
All right, y'all.
Okay.
Lots of stuff going
Fun
on.
fact.
Market is shifting, just like you said. We're gonna have another
Oh,
video. Oh, no.
Yes, no,
Yeah.
just real quick about
Yeah.
the market shifting. Remember we just heard the stats that, like, you know, you're hearing everyone's like, I want to buy when the market tanks and all of this. And the one thing that we've talked about that is saving us is inventory, the low inventory. And just to give you a perspective or what we heard in 2007, right before the market crashed. Well, right now, let me tell you, in Southern California, there's 18,721 homes on the market for sale. Okay. At the height in 2007, right before the market crash, there was 120,000.
Dang.
So I think we have a buffer. We have a
Six
pivot
times
going
higher.
on, But we have a buffer as far as inventory goes.
'Cause
So
inventory
just
is,
kind
yeah.
of fascinating. So
Wow.
we'll probably go into that more next week as the market continues to shift. We continue to get more data.
And you guys have
Absolutely.
fun doing that market talk because I will be at Aulani in Hawaii.
Aloha. Say what's up to
Hawaii.
Mickey.
Will do.
All right. Well, guys, don't forget, like,
Subscribe.
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 Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.
See you later.